Ladies and gentlemen, Chip Roy is very quickly becoming one of my favorite representatives from the great state of Texas.
First of all, what the gentlelady from Texas refers to the supposed concern and fear that she has about the Omicron variant coming in April, then on what basis is the CDC recommending that they end Title 42? Right? If this is such a great concern, then why would the CDC say, oh no, we don't need to use Title 42 to protect our Border Patrol agents, protect Americans, stem the tide of 8,000 people a day coming across our border? By the way, it's not just COVID, tuberculosis, flu, all sorts of different communicable diseases. And so, we've got this big fear coming in April, but no, we don't want to have Title 42. And my colleague from Texas mocked the focus by some of my colleagues on the need to have Title 42, as if it's not causing rampant flow across our border, little girls put in stash houses, getting raped, cartels making $100 million. And then the chairman scoffs. The chairman scoffs when I say little girl getting raped in a stash house. Has the chairman been to the border of Texas? Has the chairman been in the last year to the border of Texas and met with Border Patrol agents, gone down and talked to the people that are sitting there looking at what's actually happening in stash houses?
Did the gentleman yield?
I'll yield briefly.
Yes.
And what did you find? No stash houses? The chairman scoffed. Is the chairman saying there are no stash houses with no little girls getting raped in Texas?
The gentleman will yield?
I will.
I am not saying there are no stash houses. I'm not saying little girls not being raped in Texas and in every other state in the union for that matter.
Well, then reclaiming my time, when the chairman scoffs, when we talk about the damage being done to this country, with cartels having complete operational control of our border, charging $3,000 to $5,000 a day to come across the border, and little girls getting put into the sex trafficking trade, I think that tells us a lot about where the priorities are of this committee. And I'm getting a little sick and tired of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle scoffing at Texans having to take the brunt of this. Ranchers losing their longtime family-held ranches. Fences getting cut, livestock getting out, people getting abused. And my other side of the aisle just doesn't give a whit about it, as evidenced by the scoff of the Judiciary Committee chairman. It's absolutely mind-boggling. This is what the American people are absolutely sick and tired of.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know, who don't live down here, so there's a few things. What Chip Roy said that was exactly right. Let me educate you a little bit. Here, just not even, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was a big shootout in Houston with the cartels. It happens almost every day down in these border towns. As far as little girls getting raped, they have these things called rape trees, where they hang up girls' panties for where they've been raped when the cartels are bringing them across. Now, Trump had mainly stopped this by the Remain in Mexico policy because it cut the cartels' supply, their supply of people coming across. Now that supply is higher than ever. These cartels are making $100 million, not a week, not a month, a day. With fentanyl, gun sales. Me and my little brother were joking. I mean, you can make all the gun laws you want. It's cheaper for us to drive an hour or two and buy a fully automatic weapon. A lot cheaper. And the fentanyl and drug use is just rampant here. It's out of control. I mean, we're really taking it, on the head down here on the border. You see, there was a big stash house raid, again in Houston, I believe, where they found 140 migrants held up in like a 2-bedroom house, all bunched in together. I mean, Chip Roy is not over-exaggerating. And for Nadler to be the way he is, I mean, this is the same man who denied that there were any riots going on at the height of the BLM riots. No, that's not happening. It's really, he needs to change his diet and get a perspective. That guy, he looks like the Penguin. Just thought I'd put that out there. And to take issue with BetoO'Rourke in, no, you're not going to believe this one, Judge Jeanine Pirro. So BetoO'Rourke says there's no reason any American needs an AR-15. Are you a fucking idiot? Have you been to the border? You could say, oh, he's from El Paso. There's been a border wall. I keep saying this. There's been a border wall at in El Paso since before I left for the Army. That was in 92. Before they had that border wall, El Paso was very, very dangerous. Judge Janine Pirro, there's no reason in a civilized society anybody needs a 100-round drum. That's not very true at all. That's not down here. Sorry. Because she can get on Kamala Harris for not going to the border, or AOC. She hasn't come here either. So don't say what we need or don't need when you live in a city and you don't see what we see down here. But I just want to say, hey, Chip Roy was right. And I didn't play you all of that clip. That's from Blaze. You can go see it over on Blaze TV. The reason I didn't, because, I didn't want to get my second C strike. Kobe strike. So, but just keep that in mind. I mean, these city folk don't know what we're going through, and they're up north. They have no idea. But like, subscribe, share, and especially in these days and times, keep your powder dry and do what you got to do.